Hey, welcome back to Vaguely Adults. You have two of your favorite vaguely looking adults here today. I'm one of your hosts, Sarana, and
I'm Shirley.
And listen, it's been a long day.
It really has.
It's also been a long life. And I've gone through, I'm 25.
And she's gone through 25 career changes, which brings us to our topic.
Careers! Insert rainbow here. Yeah. So let's start with you, because I need to think. I need to pull up my resume, because I always forget what I've done.
Sure. Well, it all started when I was a wee lad.
A wee lass?
Oh, wee lass. So when I was 18, I worked in a hotel in Ecuador. It was so weird. It was cool.
Further, it was not a brothel.
Yeah. No. It was
making that clear.
It was not a brothel. It was a full-on hotel. But when you work as like a hotel receptionist, you really learn that a lot of people cheat on their spouses, and the depths that they will go to hide it is insane. But whatever, that's a whole nother episode. I can talk about all all the tea.
Okay, so you started in a hotel.
Yeah, started in a hotel. Then
now you're here.
Started from the bottom. Now I'm here. Well, technically, I started from the top because Ecuador is very high above the mountains. But wow, America's rock bottom. Yikes. Then I was a research. Jesus Christ.
We can take it slow. Go ahead, take a breath.
Then I was a research assistant in a neuroscience, cognitive behavioral psychology research lab. Wow, that's a mouthful. That was fun. That was unpaid. Unpaid, in case you could not hear me. I did not get paid for it.
Again, that was unpaid, not paid whatsoever.
I did it for 1.5 years. The first year I did it, it was just voluntary hours. The way me and my old friend, the way I got into it was so random. It was not on purpose. And
we love an accidental unpaid internship.
Yeah. And then my final semester there, I actually did it for credit because I was already there anyway. So
might as well.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, that's totally fine. You just have to give a presentation to the head of the research lab at the end of the semester and present all your findings. And then she will determine whether you passed the practicum or not. It was terrifying, but it was a really good experience. Then I graduated college.
Again, breath. You don't have to be so out of breath. You can just slow.
I got hiccups again. Then I got out of college.
Then she graduated.
Yeah.
She didn't get out of college. She didn't drop out. She graduated.
Graduated college with a whole bachelor's degree. And I started applying to random jobs because graduation dinner, my dad was like, so you got a job yet? So I started applying to random places. And I was supposed to meet up with someone I used to work with at the research lab. And he wore glasses. So he texted me, hey, I'm going to be late because I'm stopping by this glasses place to get my glasses fixed because I sat on them and they're all twisted. So I was like, oh, okay. Then I looked up the glasses place and just applied. And 2 days later, I got an email saying they were doing a massive hiring event. I messaged Sarana and then she came with me to said event.
She was like, hey, so there's this thing. And I was like, bet, we're going.
Yeah. Then she came with me. I got hired. I've been working there ever since, but I've climbed the ranks. So I started off as part-time sales, got to full-time sales, then became an apprentice of sorts full-time, and now I am a supervisor, and I work with doctors, and I am the go-to person when it comes to dealing with the doctor system and everything doctors. I have a lot of responsibility. It's fun until it's not, and that's my life. And that's what you missed on Glee. Sarana has pulled up 3 resumes.
Just two. I started working in 2015. I was doing a teacher assistant program over the summer. My students were mostly Chinese. So I couldn't communicate with a lot of them.
Fun stuff.
Yeah. Then I decided that I need a real job. So our college had like career fair days and whatnot. So I went around and gave my then very crappy resume to a couple people, and one of them got back to me, and it was at a educational place for taking a certain test to get into a certain field. So I did that for a couple months. It was okay. It was very like managerial. I helped do some social stuff and kind of expand their reach because they were teaching a lot of students. It's a very intensive field and the exams are very hard to actually pass. So having these classes and teaching for students to get certified was a feat. I did a lot of things for those things. Then I participated in a couple marketing challenges. It was kind of like these advertising agencies came to school and gave out briefs, and then we were able to work with the companies and stuff like that. So that's how I got my toe into advertising. Again, in 2016, that's after I had quit the other job and got into something more account-based. So basically that means that I was working on Salesforce and doing a bunch of organization with so many numbers, so many spreadsheets, so many things I didn't do. I was doing a lot of data management things in that realm. Then I quit because I wasn't happy and I didn't like it. And then I magically applied to the advertising agency that I talk about so much. And I was there from 2017 until the late days of 2018. And then that happened and I quit. And then I lost my grandfather and it was a shakeup of my world. And then I worked for Hennessy.
Yeah, that Hennessy.
Yeah. For a Black History Month campaign, which I think is still up on their YouTube channel if you want to go check it out. Yeah, that was early 2019. So, yeah. Then I did some work for influencer who had a deal with Uber. I did a bunch of different shoots. Started, making connections with people. I did freelance video editing for events. I did event photography for a little bit. I helped shoot some music videos because, again, I got some connections with friends of friends. That's how I met Rory Culkin. Yeah, that Rory... That Culkin. Then I got asked to help on a short film. Daddy Issues is coming. It is coming eventually. I really, really want to see my name in those credits because that was very exciting. I have seen my name in credits a couple of times already, which really fueled that desire to keep on going. And then, I got into broadcast TV. I worked on a couple TV shows as a general set PA. And then after that, the panini happened. And I was out of work from film and TV, so I got scouted to do research consultancy for a health company from an old contact at the advertising agency.
We love you, old contact.
Yeah, it's really amazing. That old contact really changed my life for the better, and I'm so eternally grateful. It's insane. After that ended, I started doing some other online freelance stuff. Then started doing the podcast editing full-time. And I say full-time, but we produced and put out over 40 episodes last year.
Yeah.
Shorts and a bunch of extra content and vlogs and just trying a bunch of stuff. So that's been my career. So far, I guess you can say I've done a couple things.
Yeah, when I was not exaggerating when I said at 25 years old, she's had 25 career changes.
Yeah, and it's not listing like the activities that I did in college because I was also part of 3 group. One wasn't from school. One was a online company that I was an ambassador for. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the others, the 2 ones based in school, I was active for a couple of years. Being an active member and then being on the executive board for one of them.
Yeah, same.
Mind you, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before, but I was also taking 6 classes most of my time in college, university. So, and working those jobs that I mentioned. So
yeah, I don't know how you had time to do anything.
Now I spend almost all my time laying on a couch watching Korean dramas.
Balances out.
Yeah.
Check the balances.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm the jack of all trades. Master of none.
What's next? She also has a boating license. I know that's not career based, but maybe.
Oh yeah, I spent about a month getting my boating license, which is just really a little certificate in New York.
I was gonna say a pilot, but that's airplanes.
Captain.
What?
Captain.
Okay. I was like, a cabin. You're not a cabin, huh?
Captain.
Yes. Oh, captain, my captain.
Yeah. I've not been able to put my boating license to use, though.
She can also marry me and
I
someone
am ordained.
Else.
Yeah. So there's that. I have a couple certificates. I think one from Yonsei University for basic beginner Korean. I have a certificate from Johns Hopkins for something.
Tracing, right? COVID
yeah,
tracing.
the COVID tracing. Which let's see what certificates I have because I'm pretty sure I have another folder with those things.
Look how organized she is. All my stuff is everywhere.
Yeah, so I have the Johns Hopkins one. I have a Stanford food and health certificate as well. The Yonsei one, and one about financial planning from Illinois State. Financial planning for young adults. So I've done a couple things here and there to pass the time.
I'm CPR certified.
Oh, and we have that one certification.
The naproxen.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case someone overdoses on opioids.
Which I think we have to renew soon.
I think we just have to switch out
thing.
the packs, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a mess when it comes to career things in general, but it's funny because there's been so many friends who've come to me for career-specific help and like interview prep and a whole bunch of stuff. And I always find that weird because I don't know anything. What? But then I list out all the things that I've done and I'm like, oh, well, actually, maybe I have some experience.
And the people she's met is also pretty impressive.
Well,
I think it is.
I also spoke on a panel once that was live streamed at the agency, and I was alongside like the chief creative officer and like the head of strategy and some pretty high up people. I was the lowest of the lowest ranks, but that was also impressive because it was actually a inclusivity and diversity and inclusivity panel, and I kind of got choked up because I was already just honored to be there and share my voice and whatnot.
It's an honor just to be nominated, truly.
No, but really, it's like I looked around and I was like, this is clearly not the actual like representation of the company on a whole, but it was nice to see very like familiar looking faces in higher positions, and it was nice. I'm unemployed now. If anyone's looking for maybe a personal assistant, actually no, I'm not good at organizing stuff, but
yes, she is.
Yeah.
I'm currently employed, but looking forward to being a trophy wife to anybody at this point. No.
Anyone with money.
I mean, yes, if I'm a trophy wife, that's a given.
Oh, no.
Why would I be a trophy wife to a broke dude?
Yeah, anyway. So when it comes to careers, I think it's a weird topic because, let's be honest, no one knows what they're doing. No one. Even if you've been like established in your career for many, many years, sometimes you're just like, I actually don't know what the hell's doing. Also, everything that we do is made up. Have you really thought about that?
Yeah, credit scores weren't a thing.
Nothing's real. It's just like some silly numbers that we do and like a made up market that's crashing and it's... Anyways, nothing's real and we're all gonna die. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this episode.
That took a dark turn.
No, but in all seriousness, wanted to just kind of like talk about that a bit because I actually had a friend who mentioned me to another friend of theirs who happened to be a career coach and was like, hey, I know you're in a certain position right now and I think it might be beneficial if you talk to this career coach, my friend. And I was like, yeah, I would absolutely love to. Thanks for even thinking about me. And I was so nervous. I felt underprepared to talk to the coach and I felt embarrassed almost because I'd not done anything in about a year now. I keep saying that, but I've done like little freelance things here and there, but I don't consider it like a job. When I look at my peers, it's like they're all...
Not like in the way that you would look at it.
Yeah. Like they're all either getting engaged or settling down or like moving out or like buying their first condo and stuff like that. And it's like...
Yeah, bro, I work a full-time job and I still don't feel like an adult.
I'm not even close to doing any of those things, I was almost embarrassed to talk to the coach. And as soon as we started the conversation, we had so many similarities in how we took the path of getting into being a PA and our struggles in film and how, consultancy is kind of a very large field and maybe that's something I should consider. But if my podcast is something that's, a passion project really, to find out a way to balance that and look for other careers that could align with the things that I want, the values that I'm looking for. But if I'm being completely honest, nothing out there is aligned to what I want because I don't want to work a full-time job. I want to work maybe 3 days a week and make enough money to just be comfortable and not have to worry about if I swipe my card that it'll be declined. But it's funny because why would I be embarrassed to talk about my life? Well, the career coach was basically like, you have the internet at your fingertips. Like, I know it's going to be hard, but you can look for things that could potentially fit, the things that you're looking for.
You want to work 3 days a week.
Yeah, but that's not possible. Like, there's nothing out there that's...
Baby, all we got to do is move to Europe or New Zealand. They have 4-day
That's
work
not
weeks. 3. Yeah, but it's getting closer than capitalism in America.
Yeah, there's this part of Taeyeon's new music video behind the scenes portion that she was like, thank you so much. I hope you all work less and earn more. And I was just like, to see one of my favorite people say that. Oh, how touching. But yeah, the whole 5-day, 40-hour situation, I'm very against it. And it wasn't healthy for me in the slightest. I have no idea how you do it, because you do 6 days a week sometimes, and it's absolutely preposterous.
It is.
I just want to live comfortably without too much worry, and I can't see that for myself in the next 5 years unless something miraculous happens and I suddenly get enough money to pay off my debts and find a better apartment for myself and my family to live in. It's hard being poor.
I was literally just watching a video of this guy sobbing, and the caption is, when you remember that some people are born with no money issues. And he's just sobbing in his car. And I was like, that's the most relatable thing ever.
Yeah, so if you would like to help us out, you can share our podcast, rate us on any podcasting thing that you're listening on, Apple Podcasts, leave a review. We've not really given anything of substance. What's some career advice that you have with your career so far?
With my career so far? Lord Jesus.
Because I really just feel like we've talked in circles for the last 18 minutes. 20 minutes.
I mean, okay, so I am an optician apprentice, which usually you would go to school for. It's an associate's degree, but you can also go the apprenticeship route, which is the route that I took, where you just pay for the textbooks and then you pay for the permit, and you have to find someone who has a license to take you under them, and then you study on your own, take the test on your own. It is, I think, a super beneficial thing. For me, I was working retail, so I was like, why not get this degree, this certification? I'm already here, make a little more money, and once I actually get it, I'll make a lot more money than I'm making now. But I didn't realize the kind of person I am does not allow for me to do that. I learn best in a classroom setting with structure and kind of being on my own to do. It's just know your limits and your boundaries, because I think had I known, I might have not done it. Had I realized earlier on, I might have just gone to school for it, because that's what a lot of people do. I have a coworker who just got licensed about a year ago, and she was working at the store but going to school to become an optician. And so she was just working sales at the store, and then once she graduated, got her license, then she got her promotion at the store, and she was already in, so it wasn't a big deal. But I think one of the biggest takeaways I have just in general is just do something that you like. It's one of my biggest regrets is not studying something that I was truly passionate about when I was in college, and letting people kind of influence me. Not saying that I blame anyone, because we're all responsible for our own decisions.
Yeah.
But it does happen to be the case that sometimes people say things that influence you in your decisions. And again, I take full responsibility, because I could have easily just not listened. But
yeah,
that's what I'm telling you to do. Don't listen. Just do what you want to do. Because I might have been in a career, because I don't consider my job a career.
Yeah.
I consider it a job. I might have been in a career that I genuinely enjoy. And the thing is, now I feel too old to go back to school for it, or I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
And it's just, I have family who is doing really, really well. They graduated college. Did it take them forever to graduate? Yes. But they're in careers that they genuinely enjoy, and they're making so much money. And yeah,
it's difficult just in general, but I mean, look at me. I've done everything. I've explored a lot of the areas that I've wanted to explore. I'm not even gonna front. I wanted to do market strategy. I wanted to do straight up strategy. I wanted to do account management. I wanted to do film. I wanted to do commercials. I didn't get commercials yet, but
I was in a commercial.
I worked on commercial campaigns at the advertising agency. I worked on so many cool brands. There's so many brands that I touched that was like half a page. I wrote it down when I was journaling when I was at the job, and it was very impressive. And to even say that it was impressive is kind of difficult because I don't think anything about my career has been impressive. People tell me otherwise all the time, but
That's because of who you are as a person. You're just hard on yourself.
yeah, but also you mentioning like, the structure thing about school and learning, I don't need it to be able to do the online courses that I've taken. Like I've taken a handful and I've done a lot that I didn't even get certificates for just because I thought it was interesting. Also, I had time to kill because we were in a pandemic and there was nothing else to do. But I generally relate to the quote, "Jack of all trades, master of none." But the thing is, like, I relate to the whole quote because it ends in, "but oftentimes better than master of one." I've touched so many things and I have such a large scope on a variety of interest points and industries, and even in advertising and consultancy that I did, like I was doing strictly business stuff, then I was doing stuff for like, you know, certain brand name baby formulas, or like looking up stuff for certain brands of toothpaste, or looking up certain health industries for, you know, feminine health and stuff like that. So I ideally want to find something. I know this is just a therapy session for myself, but I ideally want to find something that allows me to continue learning and to continue being hands-on with things. And I think my favorite thing so far has been doing the podcast, because as much as I am known for disliking editing, I've grown very accustomed to just being able to quickly open a new tab and be like, how do I do this effect? Or like, how do I make this thing happen? How do I do XYZ? And that's something I like. I like learning as I go along. I like being able to actually do the things and put it together and build the whole thing.
I just get bored. I get bored very easily with things. So I'll start something, get super excited about it, and in a couple weeks or a month or a couple months, I'm over it. And I've moved on to the next thing. But I've already, like, this apprenticeship is one of those things where I'm just like, when I first started it, I was so excited. Then the panini happened.
Panini, yeah.
It happened. And it took 3 months away from my job. And I came back and I was over it. Yeah. And
I mean, understandably, because the pandemic has really put everyone in a very...
yeah, like a weird situation. And so my sister is like trying to encourage me to like do a career change. But she's like encouraging me to go back to school, and so is my mom, which like I get, but I wouldn't mind going back to school. It's the process of getting there that I don't want to ask. I don't know who I ask for letters of recommendation. I don't want to take the GRE because I feel like that's a ridiculous $300 test.
There's a lot of barriers to entry that makes it not accessible, and also just a pain in the ass, because going back to school means that we're gonna go into more debt, and I've talked about it for ages now. Like, even since we graduated, I've immediately been talking about going back to school, or, you know, doing something more, or getting a master's in psychology or philosophy, or, you know, I've mentioned anthropology before because I, in my early university career, was doing a lot of anthropological courses and coursework, or even sociology. But I also thought about going to film school, and it's there's nothing that I can't learn online now with the resources at hand. And ideally, I just want to be able to share stories that aren't often told. I want to lift the voices that aren't often heard. And if you know me, that's exactly what I've been saying since I figured out that this is what I want to do. But I've not really done it in the sense of, I have written out so many videos to post, to make stories of my own, experiences of my own, and I just haven't done it because I am scared. Even doing the podcast has been a very, very big leap forward, and career-wise, I don't know, I just wish it could lead us to a place where we don't have to worry so much, because it's just hard to find something that you like, find something that you could even just settle on. I think settling is also perfectly fine, but
that you're happy with, you know? Like,
yeah.
Because you could be good at something and hate doing it, and you can also love doing something and be horrible at it, and like those are not ideal situations.
I also know that the energy of this episode has gotten really low.
I was gonna say, wow, this took a turn for like south.
Yeah, but it's the reality of it. And also, like, I want to hear more stories about people being super uncertain during this time because I know that there's been a wave of people quitting their jobs and being like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, this doesn't serve me. But what is the steps that we have to take next?
But it's also like jobs that I didn't even know existed that do. Like an optician, which is what I'm training to be now. I didn't know that was a thing until I started this job. My sister's a phlebotomist, and yeah, I know that sounds ridiculous, but I didn't know that was a whole career until my sister took the course and is now looking for work in it. So it's wild.
Yeah, but that being said, what are your careers? What are your career goals if you have any? Mine is really just to make money.
Or die trying.
I don't know about that next part, but
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, I just want to be happy.
Oh.
Or at least content.
Oh.
But let us know your thoughts, your opinions, or any of your musings even that could possibly help us not dwell on our choices so much. Because I feel like I've made a lot of choices that have led me to a kind of sad place.
Yeah.
But I don't regret the choices. I just think that it was unfortunate timing. But yeah. What about you?
No regrets. Like I said, all the choices we make, all the consequences shape us into who we are and lead us to the next steps that we need. Am I stuck right now? Absolutely. I feel like everyone goes through a bout of feeling stuck, and that's okay.
We're also in our mid-20s, and it's not the end of the world, and I know that for sure, but it's also like,
The thing
it is
like,
the end of the world.
I feel that for other people, right? Like, you're so young. You have
Yeah.
your entire life ahead of you to figure out what you want to do. I, on the other hand, am basically a spinster, like 98-year-old woman with nothing left. Like,
There's so much left. So much left so that you can help us share your thoughts, even share this with someone who may also be having the same thought processes or doubts. But yeah, we're in this together and it'll be fine. It'll just take time.
we'll figure it out.
We'll definitely figure it out. But as always, hope you're staying safe, hope you're staying well, stay hydrated, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Vaguely adult, things are just vague.